Doing it live. God damn it.
That's how it starts.
Doing it live.
I hope everybody's having a good Monday. It sounds like my guest is. I mean, a lot of energy at
Oh,
least.
shit. All right, yes. I was just testing the mic.
It works. It definitely
Yeah.
works. So I hope everybody's doing well. I know Wesley, if you know his full Bible Christian name, Wesley Most, is streaming tonight as well.
From what I was told, it's Westifer.
Westifer, yes, Westifer Most. Right, I must have smudged it when I wrote it down on that napkin real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
On the bathroom wall where I go sometimes, it does say Westifer.
yeah, for a good time, call Westifer, and it's not a number. It's just at Westmost. You just find them online. I do have Joey joining me today. I know Wes has Cornville three-way, but Joey can do an Australian accent pretty good too.
Spracky.
There you go.
Bingo, eat my baby. Not funny. That really happened.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? We'll dedicate. Let's take a minute of silence for Joey's baby, who was eaten by that dingo.
Well, it wasn't my baby. It was some Australian woman's baby. And she got accused of killing her baby. But a dingo ate the baby.
That is a true thing. I always forget that is a real story. Yeah.
Making fun of it, and then you're like, that really happened. The woman lost a kid.
I'm laughing at something different, I promise. It's totally something different. All right. Hi, I hope everybody's doing well. Jade, Troy, Susan, Oops Too Much Ranch, Mock, Laura, Lamslayer, hello. Oh, wow, another name change. Octo Cookie, Octo Cookie, sorry. No, Cookie.
Octo Cookie,
wow,
come on, man.
Wow. Okay, my brain broke there. Connor, hello. Boom, hello. Pussy Destroyer, hello. And everybody else as you funnel in. Hello. But yeah, we're going to do some Stanley today, some Grandpa Stan. Let me get to the right
Grandpa Stan. We are all Stanley's grandchildren. Grandsons, I should say. We're all his grandsons.
We are all his grandsons. Oh, God. So, in all honesty, I haven't really listened to a lot of Stan calls. They're not really as readily available either, I think is the biggest thing.
Right. There was a channel, the Stan Chan, which was originally called the Thirsty Daddy channel, but then it just became the Stan Chan. And that got taken down. And that had everything. All the Stan calls were on it. But it eventually got deemed a little too gross for the YouTube. So they politely removed it for us.
Oh, they're always looking out for us. Thank you, YouTube. Well, hopefully they don't see this, because we're about to play some of that. Well, at least one of them. Yeah,
we're going to play. I gave Mr. Piss Hansen the folder, the whole Stan. Yep. It has, I think, pretty much all the Stanley content in it. I don't know if it has the videos, but it has all the audio.
Yeah, I hope
this
God,
one,
it doesn't have the
videos. This call is my favorite call of all the Stanley calls. I think it's hilarious. But I'll give you a synopsis of the Stan saga if you want. In a couple minutes.
Yeah. If we could get caught up a little bit, because I believe this call is pretty far down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're all pretty much a good one. You can listen to them out of order and you can get it, but eventually it did get a plot.
Okay, but, it's a good anthology. If you like anthologies, Grandpa Stan.
The first Stan call was in the spring. It was probably about 9 years ago, in 2016, because Stanley had a YouTube channel, or not a Facebook page. He had a Facebook page, and it was wide open. And I don't think anybody really, people looked at it because it was funny, because he's like, I'm just sitting out looking at the rain and waiting to die. Nobody likes me. And he had a few friends like that he went to high school with, but he would just every couple of days just talk about how depressed he was and bored and things like that. And I said I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he'll talk about the Texas. I wanted to hear him talk about the Texas thing. Mm-hmm. So I reached out. I was like, hey, Stanley, and he was like, hello, and I'm like, hey, my name is whatever, and I just want to know if you could answer some questions for me. And he goes, are you gay? And I was like, well, not really, but And he's like, well, do you like have sex with men? And I was like, yeah, no, and he just kept talking horny. And I would reach out to him like every couple of weeks, and he would just always want to talk dirty. And I'm like, I really wanted to talk about the Texas thing. I want to talk to him. So finally, I'm like, fuck it, I'll talk to you, Stan. And he called me, and I was in the middle of doing something, so I had to go into a bathroom.
Oh my God.
And lock the door. And this was like 9 years ago. And so I said, hang on a minute. And I had this recorder system at the time where I had to call another number and three-way call it in and then get back to him. And I'm like, oh, I had another call. Hang on. And so he starts, he's getting all gross and sexy and things like that. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, well, yeah, maybe with the right guy, Stan, you never know. But then, then he finally answered some questions about being in his cell for a couple of months because he couldn't get bailed out. And I'm like, did you talk to the other guys? Did you talk to Alan Cherney? Did you talk to Twink Toilet? And he's like, nah, I didn't. I just stayed there. I was scared. I just stayed to myself. And it was great. And so, we shared that call, and he kept messaging me all the time. And so I had to block him. And maybe 6 months went by, and we're probably I don't know, around Halloween. And the Happening channel was coming up on 3,000 subscribers, which was a big deal back then. Because back then, the biggest channel was probably Bay Shaman, and he probably had 5,000 subs.
Right.
And the Happening channel was coming up on 3,000. That was a huge number for a TCAP channel back then. And so I wanted to get some predators to congratulate the Happening channel. And Stanley's, I'm like, hey, Stanley. And he's like, oh, hey. And I said, can you do me a favor? Can you do a congrats to a friend of mine? He's coming up on a milestone. And he didn't know how to do his video. He had a flip phone. So I had to look up the instructions. I'm like, this is how you do video on the flip phone.
Oh God, yeah, it's probably those marketed pedophile phones that do 60-second long pixelated clips at a time.
And then he's like, if I do this, he's like, can you send me a few good nudes? Okay. And I was expecting to be asked for $20, but I'm like, yeah, sure. And so he does a shout out to the Happening channel, and I gave that to you too, I think. And he kept messaging me. I sent him from the Perverted Justice website the Resident Smith nudes.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
Those were probably the ones that were the least disgusting, and he really liked them. And he kept messaging me, and I would block him. And I was talking to Ember, and I said, listen, Stanley's driving me crazy. We got to get him off. So I have a plan. And I said, I'm going to talk to him and say I was watching his To Catch a Predator appearance, and I started to get worked up, and because Stanley's so good looking. And so I put on the nipple clamps, and I'm getting into it with Stanley. And then she plays my wife, Lauren, and she walks in and catches me and starts screaming at me, and then she starts screaming at Stan on the phone. And Stan just shuts up, but he's still on the phone listening, he didn't hang up. And she's like, you funny, and she's screaming at him and yelling at him. And I'm texting her he's still on the phone. Keep going. And she balls him out for a while. And then Stanley finally hung up. And I'm like, we got him. That's it. And then he messages me the next day, and he's like, your wife was really angry at me, wasn't she? And I was like, amazing. Yeah, we got to be careful. Okay, talk to you later. But a couple of fucking weirdos really liked the Stanley calls. And they're like, call Stan again. And I'm like, no. And they would be like, you got to call Stan again. So I'd be like, fine. I got a lunch break coming up. So my lunch break would come.
My God.
And I'd walk out, into the parking lot, get into my car, roll the windows up. And then I would call Stan. And that's why all those Stan calls are 15, 20 minutes, because I had half an hour for lunch. So I'd walk out to the car, call him, and then walk back with five minutes left.
If you ever wonder what your coworker is doing, if your coworker disappears for 20 minutes and you're like, where'd that guy go? That's what's happening.
So somebody pretended to be a teenager from England and was talking dirty to him, and Stan was asking for nudes. This is on Messenger, and he sent it to me. And so I called up Stanley and I bawled him out for a few calls and made him promise never to talk to, underage people again. And I broke up with him very dramatically. And this was like right around New Year's. So I'm like, I'm fucking done. I'm never talking to Stan again. And then the guy Craig, if you ever hear like a candid fellow called Craig, he got all the videos. Like he got the ones with them singing. He got the videos of him doing the impressions of like Dustin and Lorne and Palumbo. And he fucks them all up too. And then he got the gross videos, which we don't have to get into.
No, yeah.
And then then Rick Stanley, a man, an adult man, reached out to Stanley, and this is the guy that played Dan in the Lorne Calls, and said, hey, I'm adopted. I'm trying to find my birth parents, and I think you might be my dad. My name is Rick Stanley.
Wait. That was a crestfallen character?
Yeah.
So was he supposed to be a teenager?
No. He was supposed to be in his 40s.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the Kermit video. I got the Kermit video, man. I got it unlisted, and YouTube hasn't taken it down. It originally got taken down, but I put it back up unlisted, and they haven't seen it. So hit me up later, and I'll send you a link. I love the Kermit video. And then he was talking to Stan, and he had a son, Paul Stanley, who was told he was a junior. So Stanley's like a junior in college, and then so he talks to Paul, and Paul sounded normal in the first call, and he's like, "No, I'm only 17." And Stanley didn't want to talk, but then he's like, "Well, I'm going to be 18 tomorrow." So then Stan talked to him, and teenage Paul just made fun of Stanley for a while, called him old and ugly and a pervert and stuff like that. And but then after that, he would talk to Paul, and Paul would have a Mexican accent. He sounded like a Mexican Beavis impression. And he had a Mexican accent because he was taking Spanish in school, and that gave him a Mexican accent.
He just picked it up.
Right. So Rick and Paul would, talk to him, and they had crazy, it got really crazy. And then they're like, "Joey, we need you to come back because we have this plan where your wife and son have left you because of Stanley, and and the Pete character was in, I think, New York or New Jersey, and they were in New Hampshire, and your wife and my wife was like a billionaire, and she offered to fly Stanley out, but Stanley hates women and won't come out. So my ex-wife and my 16-year-old son, and this call is with Derek, my 16-year-old son, who's played by like a 40-something-year-old man who's like 6'5" and 300 pounds with like hairy shoulders. And when I first found out he was playing I was like, this guy's gonna suck. Like, he's like the least looking 16-year-old in the world, but he was amazing. He's fucking hilarious, and that's what this call is.
Okay.
But and then it went on with, like a whole lovers triangle, pentangle with Rick and Paul and Derek and me and Stanley could keep track of like what he told each person. So it was like a secret with all four people that he was like in love with them.
Now, was he?
I won't ruin the whole ending, but the whole ending is the one on video with the boobs and everything.
Yeah. I guess he was retired at the time. He had a lot of free time, I'm assuming. Yeah, so I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he after the sting and after he got out of jail, he moved back up to Indiana, where he was from, where he grew up, and he lived in an apartment. And he had a lot of health issues, so no, he didn't work. Well, he went back. He was a substitute teacher,
right? And
then somebody Googled his name and called the school, and it was a big deal. But, like, the thing is, he never got convicted. Like, Stanley could have fought it.
Yeah.
Not that then I'm supporting Stanley working with kids, but he was never convicted of a crime.
Right. Yeah, none of them were, right?
So they shouldn't, legally, I don't know if they had the right to fire him, but they did, which was the good thing to do. And so he was just sitting around depressed. And just for reference, the pictures used, the Pete character gave the Justin, the Resident Smith from Long Beach, the Nickelodeon guy. That was what Pete looked like. And Rick was Lorne. Rick's son, Paul, was Michael Lebrano. It was that picture of him in the convenience store, like holding the chainsaw.
Oh my God! Yeah, that fucking
Right.
picture.
Derek's picture was a picture of me when I was 16, and I went out one night, and I think I was up in like Lake George, New York, in the summer, and I went out and with some friends and got a temporary tattoo of a panther on my shoulder. And so, like, shirtless, they took a picture of me shirtless, and I found that picture, and so that was sent to Stan. As that's what Derek's supposed to look like.
That's amazing.
That's what everybody looks like. So this call here is the first call with Derek, my son, Paul's best friend, who lives next door to Rick and Paul up in New Hampshire with his mom, Lauren. And
oh my God, I hope everybody was taking notes.
Dan is upset because when Pete talked to him, he would always be like, "Why are my calls? Why are our calls on the YouTube?" Because people would we'd talk to him and then upload it an hour later, and people would send the link on Messenger to Stan. And I'm just like, guys, you can't make a public announcement because Stan was here. But I'm like, just don't send it to Stan right away. Like, he's not gonna find it. But people would send him the link, like, ha ha, and then he'd call me, like, why am I? It had to be like, my wife found the phone, and I'm like, I got a new phone, but she hacked into that and took the videos and the phone calls. So now I'm not talking to him. So
goddamn wife's working.
Derek's taking the blame. So Derek Stan's mad at Derek because Derek uploaded all of the Rick and Paul calls to YouTube.
Okay, and that's the background for this call we're about to.
And that's the background for this call.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, let's hop into that. We got about 42 minutes of Stan, so let's hop into this and see what we're dealing with. Oh, hold on. Actually, hold on. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that trophy call was pretty fucking funny, voice to voice. Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I just gotta switch this on OBS real quick. The whole time we were yapping, I could have been doing that. Okay, now we should be good. And hi everybody that I didn't get to say hi to, Printo and Morticia, all you guys. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, is this Paul's grandpa?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, this is Derek.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Derek, I got told you would call.
Yeah, I wanted to apologize for putting those videos on YouTube and stuff.
Oh, it was you that did that, huh?
I'm sorry, what'd you just say?
I said it was you that did that?
Yeah, I did it.
I thought maybe your mom did. Anyway, I accept your apology. Are you all right?
No, I did it for her. She's the one that had them, and then I put them on there for her. She didn't know how to do it.
Well, that's all right. I
Derek's
hope you
voice
know
to
that
me is
I
just
am
so
a
fucking funny.
Yeah.
Right?
He does like.
And it's funnier for me that he's like a big fucking burly adult man.
Well, that's the thing is like I can definitely picture like a 17-year-old just like sitting in his room, barely paying attention to the conversation.
Right.
But I could also see like a 40-year-old man.
Oh yeah. He's so good. He's so good.
And I had never heard his voice before, so I wasn't familiar with like this whole cast of
characters. He's not in the community. I think he was like a neighbor or a friend of Emery's. Like he's just some random guy that she like recruited in.
That's some people are so lucky, man.
nice guy.
I know you are. I know you really love Paul and everything.
Yeah, I really do. And at one point, and I'm going to say this to you, and you don't need to say this to your mom, I really loved your dad, too.
What?
Fucking, and Stanley's got a big
anything.
fucking mouth. He outs Pete, the kid's father, as gay.
Yeah.
He'll out Paul later and Rick later. Like Stanley, like fucking always tells the secrets.
Yeah, it's all these guys literally have. I mean, Lauren included, at least of the Catfish. Like they have nothing else going on in their lives. So like whatever's going on at that moment it's the biggest thing in the world. It's all they got. So they have to tell somebody. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, his Derek's reaction. What?
Point, and I'm going to say this to you, and you don't need to say this to your mom. I really loved your dad too.
What?
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 I love that.
I didn't know anything about that.
Well, who'd you think the Pete was in those videos?
I had no idea.
No, I'm sorry I made you mad. I thought you knew.
No, I had no idea at all.
Yeah,
I don't think my
water under the bridge.
I don't think my mom wanted to tell me. I didn't even know my dad is gay.
Well, that's for him to tell you.
It looks like I'm just surrounded by gay men.
Yeah, but I hope after this conversation, if you feel like you need to talk, you can always call me. I will help you since you're Paul's friend.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Wasn't trying to hurt you at all. Your dad and I became close, and things happen.
Times are really crazy right now. What kind of help you think you could help me out with?
Well, I can't give you any money, but
No. My dad's an attorney, so I have enough money.
Yeah, I understand that. I can give you moral support. I can always talk to you when you have a problem.
That would be awesome. I really don't have nobody to talk to. Paul's kind of hard to talk to sometimes.
Stan is like blatantly a pedophile. I mean, he is in the open pedophile, grooming every young kid he can find that reaches out to him. I mean, I really can't find people on his own, but you know, with the guys on Facebook and with Derek and Paul,
he's just a
like
sex
he has no
pest.
problem.
Like even you like reaching out, he was just like, "Sir, are you gay? You like men? Huh?
Yeah.
Like it's just insane. I don't know what that is, but that's
He had an ad out too, for he wanted a college boy to be his like assistant, like come over and like clean and help him at the apartment, and wear nothing but underpants.
Oh my god.
And nothing else, and with no pay.
I mean,
and I'm like, Stanley, anybody hit that ad up yet? And he's like, nah.
You said no pay?
No pay.
Why would anybody do that?
I know, right? Why would anybody do that?
That's because, like, in all honesty, guy like Stan, if he had a little bit of money in the bank, he wanted to, you know, just spend that, especially if he was, you know, had some health issues, knew it wasn't going to be around forever, he wasn't going to be around forever, he probably could have just gotten a nice, young, college-age boy, just, like, sugar daddied the whole situation.
Sure. Yeah. It's hard to be a sugar daddy, though, when you don't have any money.
No, yeah, that's the problem.
That's a little bit of a problem, right? But you don't have the sugar. You're the daddy. You're the sugarless daddy.
So, okay, I know we're pausing. I know you have places to be, so I won't take up too much more time. But you said earlier that Crestfallen was playing, like, his long-lost son. But did he try...
Well, they weren't sure.
Okay.
They weren't sure, and I think it's brought up in this call, too.
Okay.
And I highly doubt Stanley had any children. I mean, you look at Stanley's like high school and college yearbook pictures, you can tell he's he might be 12, but he's a future pedophile with those fucking glasses and that creepy smile. Like, he looked like a pedophile, and he was really tall. Like, Stanley was like probably 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, really?
But he was like always like born a fucking pedophile.
Oh my
God. So he says, I don't know how he got down in Texas. That's the one thing we don't know. He said he made it down to Texas. He's in South Texas. He hooks up with a Mexican woman. They get a trailer, and she pumps out 4 kids in like 4 years, and then leaves him. And he's like, I drove around Mexico for a couple of days and didn't see her. And, but we'd ask him, like, what was her name? Or, what were the kids' names? We'll find them. He's like, I don't remember. So you don't remember your fucking kids' names. Come on. And sometimes he would give the number of kids wrong. Oh, I had 6 kids. Or like 6. He's like, I mean 4. Like, he never had any fucking kids.
No.
He never had any kids. And we looked. I mean, we fucking looked.
I think he says
and we didn't find any kids.
I think in this call he says that he was married too.
He wasn't married, but he like shacked up with her. Like they didn't get married.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Right.
I know it. He's got an emotional disorder that you got to be careful because he gets really mad and then he cries and has anger
and then
issues.
he's fucking with Paul. He's telling, hey, yeah, well, my potential grandson Paul is, he's got emotional problems and he's probably gonna have to work in a factory.
Yeah. You know what it is though, and I don't, fuck Stan, but I feel like it's that generation. Because you know how many people I know in like their, late 50s, early 60s who just have to tell you everything that's going on in everybody's lives, and you're just like, Mom, I don't care. I don't know who that is. I don't know who is Keith.
Do you remember Timmy? Yeah. You played with him in the first grade.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he got a speeding ticket.
Yeah, it's like, and it hasn't even been announced yet. Like my mom just knows. So, like, I don't know. It might just be that generation, in all honesty. Because, like, I personally, I don't care about. You could be my best friend, tell me the big stuff. I don't care what you did yesterday. Like, I don't know. I don't care.
Right.
With him and Kayla and everything, everything just seems so crazy right now.
Well, I hope that's just a passing fad. I think Kayla's going to get tired of him and move on to somebody else.
I just love all the names. When did the Stanley stuff happen? I assume like Paul Morrow, your character already existed in the Lauren universe at this point.
No. This is before that.
Oh, really?
Most of the Pete stuff is in 2016, and all of the Rick and Paul and Derek stuff is like February through April 2017.
Wow.
And Stanley ended up the final call, the big showdown call, was like in like April of 2017, and then he died in May, like maybe 6 weeks later, like around Memorial Day.
That's unbelievable. He was literally catfished.
Well, the thing is with the Stan calls is, I had Stan's home phone and cell phone, and you usually just call him on his home phone, but if he didn't answer, I'd call his cell, and because sometimes he was at bingo. or his sister would take him shopping or something like that. He'd be like, I'll be home in half an hour. But sometimes he wouldn't answer. And we'd be like, oh, shit, Stanley hasn't answered and it's been a day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we would start calling the hospitals.
No shit.
We found him in a hospital once, and I had some calls with him while he's in the hospital.
Oh, my God.
And he's beeping and stuff. And he's like, I don't think the nurse is going to come back for a few minutes. So if, you want me to suck on them nipples. And you can hear his, like, the monitor, like, beep, beep, beep. he's talking all dirty and stuff, and there's nurses walking around. You can hear their voices.
Oh, my God. That extra blood flow might have kept him alive a few extra weeks, honestly.
Yeah, so that happened twice, where we found him in a hospital. And then finally, somebody found him dead.
Oh, my God. That's fucking crazy. So like he never caught on to. I mean, he obviously knew there were posted calls, but he never really caught on to it.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird because you're thinking, well, maybe Stanley. I mean, Stanley was 64, so he's old, but he's not like ancient old,
right?
And but we're thinking maybe he's got like early dementia or something. But we'd be like, what did we tell you? Like all 4 of us would be talking like, does Stan know that Pete's coming up to visit? His son, and like we couldn't remember, but Stanley knew. Like Stanley knew all the secrets that so each character he talked to, he would only bring it a certain way, and like he knew everything that was going on in the plot, more than all 4 of us did. So he still had. I mean, he was smart. I mean, he was semi-smart,
right?
And so we didn't understand why he would believe this crazy shit.
Yeah, it's
And you think like, oh, it's just for like sexy talk, but he would do sexy talk and then he would talk for another hour afterwards. So it was more than that.
He's got the Lauren, like, he's just lonely. I think that's...
He's lonely and gullible.
Yeah.
Like, he was gullible.
I feel like the gullibility to a certain extent, and again, I don't want to waste a lot of time, but the even to Lauren, you know, I feel like there's a certain level where they almost know, but they understand too. There's literally, you know, if they give up the catfish, what do they have? You know?
Right, but they would get upset. Like Lauren, like will cry or get super angry. So it's like he's not faking it. Like why would he fake? Why would he cry if he's faking it? You know?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. But drunk Lauren would have moments where he's like kind of gets like, well, every time I call.
Drunk Lauren was smarter than sober.
Yeah, that's true.
Sober Lauren, he could just push like the thoughts out and just go with what's going on. When Lauren got drunk. The smart part of his brain, that little 1 second cell that was like human, would wake up and be like, dude, red flag, this is all fucking fake. But the like other million brain cells would be like, shut up, dude. And we'd be like, I think something's wrong here. And you know, nothing's wrong here, Lauren. And then he would come snap out of it. But every once in a while, like Lauren would get like a little spark of humanity and intelligence. And then the rest of his brain would just drown it out.
Lauren should have lived more of a Hunter S. Thompson lifestyle. And I feel like he would have known a lot more and been a lot cooler. I don't know.
Yeah, drunk Lauren is definitely smarter than sober Lauren.
Well, I still care about her and everything, so...
Well, and... you should tell her that, and maybe, I don't know.
But then other times I just feel like I don't want her, and I want to be with Paul.
Well, I mean,
but I know
right now Paul's sick, so I hope you're not with him tonight.
No, I'm in my house right now.
Okay.
I got his number.
Your mom.
I got your number from his cell phone when he was in the hospital.
Yeah, I know. I stayed pretty close with him, and I'm sorry I bothered you during that.
Oh, we were all pretty troubled at the time, so...
Well, girls are fickle. That's probably why I'm no longer with one.
Yeah, probably.
You're not... How do you not have a woman around?
What?
How do you not have a woman around to help take care of you?
Because I don't need one. I had one around to have 4 kids, and then she took them away, and
she took them away.
I never saw them again.
How do you never see your kids again? My dad at least tries to come around and see me.
Dang dingus. He would talk about. He'd be like, "I lived through the glory days, the glory hole heyday." That's where the action was, at the glory holes. You know, it's not like that anymore. You know, but back then we didn't have the grinder. We didn't have Craigslist. You know, we had glory holes. And boy, what a scene that was.
Stanley longs for the days of bathhouses. I met a young guy, young chipper fella named Jeff, you know, up in Milwaukee. Good guy.
Well, he should. I mean...
So why didn't you try with yours?
Find him because... Well, I tried, but I broke trying to, and I was a school teacher and not making much money, and then I got drunk one night and found out what I really was.
What do you mean, what you really were?
I liked being gay, so I stayed gay.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm gay.
Well, I don't know. That's an only decision that you can make, and you're old enough to make that decision to shape your life. I need to ask you one question, Derek. Do you mind?
No, not at all.
Oh boy.
When you were in that bedroom with Mike, and you both were naked, was something going to happen?
Yes.
Okay, so right after. Okay, so this we're only 7 minutes in, but in the beginning of this call, Stanley says, if you ever need to reach out, you ever need to talk to me, feel free. He's the protector, the good guy. And then as soon as he mentions that he might, Derek's like, sometimes I wonder if I might be gay. He says the blanket, like, well, that's for you to decide. Hey, by the way, when you were with those other grown men and you were naked, did you like it?
Oh, yes. We were all special, and we were all gay in Grandpa Stanley's eyes. All his grandsons.
Every one of us. Lark, I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, my friend.
Did something happen before Chris walked in?
I sucked his dick.
Well, I was on the phone with Paul when all that happened.
No way.
No, I was, because he thought his dad was in there getting the crap beat out of him.
What? No.
I understand.
I was sucking his cock, and he came in. I don't know.
And you ran out.
Yeah, I just was so shocked. I took off just naked. I just ran. It was like...
Well, that's what happens when guys like each other and somebody thinks they're cheating. But and it happens between men and women too. Another question: when you were doing it with Paul and his dad, and I was on the phone that Saturday night, did you like it?
Yeah, I guess.
Not I guess. You either did or you didn't.
Yes.
Would you want it to happen again?
Sure.
I've got to get out there to watch Paul graduate, so you may get to meet me for real.
Ooh.
What brought that up, Stan?
His boyfriend Pete's son, who he's hitting on right here. Also, the best friend of his other boyfriend's son, and also the best friend of the other teenager he's hitting on.
Oh,
like, he's already got 3 guys in the bag, but he's going for another one.
Yeah, you think your love life is complicated. Imagine being Stanley. Come on.
Maybe have some fun ourselves.
But, like, okay, it's blowing my mind that, like, just the like you said, he's a born true to life just pedophile. Like, all this traumatic stuff's happening. I don't know the full backstory about what they're talking about exactly, but it doesn't sound like it would be, maybe the most fun experience for a younger person to be involved with. Something that would maybe warrant an actual conversation with somebody maybe outside of the family. But no, as soon as you find out that, I kind of liked it, well, I'm going to be down there pretty soon, actually.
Well, Cheeky, he probably wasn't. Like, Stan had trouble. He couldn't get hard, and he had trouble getting off. But he would laid out a couple of times, like, everything he had to do to get off, and it was laying on his back, talking to somebody while he was watching his favorite movie of all time, which was Scandal at the Vatican Part 2.
Oh my God!
Which, if you Google, you can watch the whole fucking thing on, like, Pornhub or something. Like, it's the whole movie's there, and we watched it, and
it's actually
it's
a porn?
Oh yeah, it's a porn. It's called Scandal at the Vatican Part 2.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that title. That sounds like a HBO documentary.
Right? I'm like, that doesn't sound like a gay movie, Stanley. No. He's like the Swiss Guard, Pete. It's pretty gay. I'm Catholic, I know.
All right, everybody sign up for memberships at pisshansen.cool, where we'll be streaming, what is it, Silence at the Vatican? What is it?
Scandal at the Vatican, Part 2.
We'll be streaming.
Can't vouch for Part 1. I've never seen it. I don't even know if there's a Part 1. I mean, it just came out with Part 2.
No, well, that's...
Then people think, oh, there's Part 2, and maybe it must be good. There's a sequel.
Yeah, no, that makes... Well, as long as you don't have to know the plot of the first one, I think we're safe to just start right at the second.
Yeah, there's not really a plot. It's not... There's really no plot in it. I fast forward through it, but I got the gist.
Well, yeah, when nobody watches the first 4 minutes, or you just skip ahead. I get that.
Sure.
You'd have to be 18, because I don't want your dad being mad at me and going to beat the crap out of me or suing me or whatever.
But you...
Because I'm sure your dad still loves you.
He still loves me, comes around.
He's kind of worried about you.
Why were you worried about me?
And you're... Well, I'm kind of worried about both you and Paul with all the drugs that Paul says you all take.
We just smoked some pot and drank. I don't know what else.
Yeah, but you're too young to drink. I guess Paul now, by New Jersey's standards, is legal. But you're not. Not until you're 18.
Legal for
but
what?
But is pot legal out in New Jersey?
I don't know.
I don't either. That's the other thing. Anytime you're doing any sort of drug, it could be illegal.
Jersey, I'm in New Hampshire.
The obvious child molester vibe that's everywhere with Stanley. Besides that, he was your typical, old man. He would have his slippers and go out and play bingo. That was his big thing, playing bingo. He would get mad at the mean kids, the rude kids that lived in his apartment complex. And he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't do drugs. He would tell Derek and Paul to stay in school and listen to their parents and not do drugs and not kill Kayla and all the stuff, but he had that fatal flaw of being a dirty pedophile.
That one little tick, there's so many. That's another just psychological. I bet you he didn't mean any of that. I don't know. There's.
I don't know. I mean, who knows? And he loved the Beach Boys. That was his band, the Beach Boys.
All right. Well, complaining about your neighbors and the Beach Boys, I can kind of get behind that. I'm 2/8 Grandpa Stan. I get it, but what age do you start going to bingo? When does that happen?
I don't know, man. I always thought, I don't know. I guess 64.
So, all right. Well, we all have something to look forward to. I'll see you all at the...
He would look forward to that bingo. I think it was twice a week. And I remember him talking about it once. And it's in a call. I mean, every time, we talked to him, it was recorded. So it was in one of the calls. But he's like, I won some prizes. Like, oh, man, great. What did you win? He's excited. I'm like, maybe you won $100 or something. He's like, a can of mixed nuts and some hand sanitizer. And I was like, oh, man. And I said, that's kind of like a booby prize, right? That kind of sucks. He's like, no. And he's like, this is mixed nuts. They're $7.99. He's like, I'm going to eat those. And I'm all out of hand sanitizer. So that saved me some money. These are good prizes. And I'm like, oh, shit. What's a bad prize?
Oh, my God. He's got, the Monty Python always look on the brighter side of life mentality.
It's like, hey, Jess, I'm going to give you something. Oh, yeah, what are you going to give me? Here's some mixed nuts and some hand sanitizer. I found in my kitchen. Here. I was like, oh, okay. Merry Christmas.
My grandmother loved bingo. And you do. You get really shitty prizes. But you know where she was? A nursing home. She didn't have a lot else to do.
Yeah, he would take the bus and go to the bingo parlor at the senior center. It was at the senior center. Then he would come back, and if it was really raining or snowing, then his sister would drive him. But he hated his sister.
That's awesome. His sister's probably great.
Oh, in New Hampshire, is pot legal?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm still not allowed to buy it, so okay. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not allowed because you're underage.
Yeah, it sucks.
I know, but you got to go through 16 and 17 before you can hit 18. I know, it's tough growing up nowadays.
Yeah,
It's even more tough because... Go on.
I feel like I'm 16. I should be able to do whatever, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you still got to get your education, and I'm sure your dad would want you to go to college, so...
Yeah.
And you may want to go to college so you can get a good job.
Yeah, I guess.
Paul's not going to be able to get much of a job except in a factory.
Why's that?
Well, if he doesn't go to college after he graduates high school, and he says he's not going, so I don't know.
But Paul has...
I don't know what the jobs are like out there.
But I don't know about Paul having to work. He's got lots of money already.
Well, I know he gets money from the government because of his mental health. And of course you hear him talk about
Are you okay?
taking care of his grandpa. Yeah, I have coughing spells.
Coughing
spells.
You got a chest cold or something?
No, I have allergies.
Oh.
And it's cold here in Indiana.
Well,
I'm
Dan had all kinds of
underwear.
illnesses. And I think the TCAP wiki said he died of colon cancer or something. He didn't have colon cancer, but he had pretty much everything else. He had bad diabetes. He had kidney failure. He had liver failure. He had unexplained bloating. Like sometimes he would just bloat up. His legs would just start bleeding for no reason. He had necropsy. I think it's necropsy when your like toes turn black and shit. Yeah. And there's one call where he was in the hospital because they were thinking about amputating his toe.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God, what happened? He's like, well, I went out on the porch and a big gust of wind came and it blew me right off the porch. And I started laughing. And he's like, oh, that's funny to you. And I'm like, no. And I was like, Stan, if they cut that toe off, you got to put it in a locket and send it to me. He's like, I will, son. But unfortunately, the toe stayed. He's had a picture of the black toe, too. It's disgusting.
Unfortunately, the toe stayed. Did they let you keep body parts they cut off? How's that work?
They sure do. They sure do. I got a whole jar of them. I'm like the fucking fly. I'm like Brundlefly.
Uh-oh. That's it?
Oh, no. I got sweats on.
Oh, okay.
He has like the Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. He had Three Stooges syndrome, where he has every disease, but they're all trying to get at him at once, so they can't get through the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Care of yourself.
Well, you guys got to take care of yourselves, too. Although Paul's going to come out here and take care of his grandpa, he says.
Yeah. He says the same thing to me.
I know he's talked about it.
Yeah. How cold is it there?
So what are you going to do after he leaves? Well, it's down in the teens.
Wow, that's too cold.
It's like 19 right now.
Wow.
And you guys are supposed to get snow, I hear, over the weekend.
Yeah. I'm in the house with the heater on.
Well, you should
now,
be.
there's one call with
Yeah.
Paul, which is hilarious because Paul's supposed to be in New Hampshire. And this is like February or something. And Stanley was talking about the big storm. I heard there's like a nor'easter coming in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, and you're getting like 2 feet of snow. And she's like, oh, he's like, it's snowing now, and it's so cold. But the Paul character was in Southern California, and you could hear the fucking birds chirping. And then Paul was like, a lizard. You're supposed to be in a blizzard in New Hampshire. Sounds like a lizard.
Just don't let your mom catch you talking to me.
No way. She's at work.
She does not like me.
Why is that?
Because of what she walked in on when I was talking to your dad on the phone?
Yeah, so he's referring back to that call with Pete and his wife when the wife walked in and yelled at Stanley.
Right. Is that in that dump you sent me by chance?
Yeah, they're all.
Okay.
I think they're all in there. I mean, I haven't gone through it, but I think all the calls are in there. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Just throwing this out here for the people that are watching. I'm gonna slowly do some of the stand calls. We're obviously not starting in order, but that's the plan in the future. All right.
Now there's one call with Pete, which is funny because I forgot to turn on my recorder. Or no, I thought I turned it on, but I didn't. So I'm talking to him for like 5 minutes, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. And then I look down and I realize I'm not recording. Like the little light isn't on. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, Stan, hang on. And I hang up on him and I call the recorder and I call back and I'm like, God damn it. He's like, well, Pete, what's the matter? And I said, can you just please say what you were talking about before? Can we just talk about that again, please?
Can we get a take 2, please?
Yes, exactly. I was sitting there like, God damn. He's like, what's the matter? I'm like, nothing. I just wasted 4 minutes of my life on you and I didn't record it.
Yeah. Oh, you've talked to Stanley 4 minutes just for pleasure. Ooh.
Exactly.
How do you live with yourself, man?
Don't talk to me about that type of stuff.
Well, you saw it on the YouTube videos.
Yeah, but I didn't put it together. I didn't think of my dad like that.
Well, I'm sorry I told you.
It was just weirded me out because
Can you forget about that? You need to just get it out of your mind unless he tells you.
So does that mean my dad is gay?
Well, I don't know. I know that he doesn't care for the way your mom treated him.
Hey, girls suck sometimes.
Oh, they do.
And not in a good way.
People who knows how to treat. That's true. Most of the time, and I'm going to say this honestly, they don't know how to suck.
Yeah, Caleb doesn't do it very good.
He strikes so hard. He's like, if I could talk you into being a gay man, I will. All right, that's the Stanley Kendall.
Girls don't have the same equipment. You know, they're like the Visbon team. They're not always there. They get the balls, and the bats and stuff just when they're ready to play. Like you get it 24 hours a day. So men are much better at it than women.
It's the weirdest TED Talk I've ever heard. What did I click on?
Did you get the meaning?
Yes. That was funny.
The only good suckers are guys who know how to treat other guys.
Do you suck it good?
No. I can't say what I'm thinking, but
Why not?
I think I do. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to suck you so you see if I suck good.
Me? Suck mine?
Yeah.
You want to do that?
No, I really don't because I don't want to go to jail. And your dad would have me in jail if I touched you.
Okay, so the only reason he doesn't want to suck.
That's the only reason. The only reason.
A 16-year-old boy, remember, 16.
Yeah. Well, there's also a call. There's a few calls in there with the cops because he said on a call once, Pete's talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I get this young boy. He's like 7th grade, and his mom works the night shift, so he'll come down and like help me with the apartment, and then I'll like teach him guy stuff because he doesn't have a father." And I was like, "Oh fuck, that's the most fucked up thing I ever heard." And I'm like, "All right, Stan, I gotta go. Talk to you later." And we called the manager of his apartment, and we're like, "Dude, can you check?" Because he said that the kid lives right above him. Is there a single mom that lives right above Stanley? And the guy's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "I think Stanley might be doing something. I mean, you got to send somebody up there." And they didn't do anything. So Ember ended up calling the police on him and saying, like, we think he's molesting this kid up there. And, oh, by the way, I have a bunch of gross pictures of him. Do you want them? And the cop's like, yeah, might as well email them to me. So she emailed, like, all the fucking orange, like, all the videos and shit and the pictures of Stanley to the fucking police.
Oh, my God.
I'm so going to jail just for the pictures. But they went up and they talked to the mom and they talked to the kid and they talked to Stan. And Stan knew the cop. Like, they sent a cop that, like, Stanley, like, went to high school with or something. So they talked to him and they, like, went on his computer and, like, looked around his computer. And he messaged me and he's like, the cops are here. They're looking at my computer. And I'm like, don't mention my name. And Stan's got a big mouth. And then I was like, yeah, Stan, the FBI came to my house too, wanted to see my computer. And he's like, I don't know. They're saying I did something with his body. He's like, I never did anything with that boy. So I'm like, okay, good.
Oh, that's see, this is where it's like,
yeah, it made it not funny for a while. We were just like,
that's what I was about to say. Yep. This is where it's like, I watch this to, like, just relax and laugh and have fun, but then there are moments where you're like, oh fuck, like,
right.
This isn't funny. Fuck this guy.
But yeah, in some of the later calls, you hear him referencing all the police stuff that happened.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm glad that, like, he was being actively catfished at the time, because, like, there was, you know, somebody to step in, but that is so terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, here's
I don't know how to say your name. Necro, something like that. This is Stanley Kendall. He was catfished before Lauren. Well, I guess during Lauren.
Yeah, this is probably during the Ramona time. You know, in that time frame.
He has since passed, so we don't really deal with him anymore. And Joey's TCAP is my guest.
have to find out.
You know, that's kind of what freaked out Rick. Mr. Stanley.
Mr. Stanley.
Paul's dad.
Oh, Rick. I didn't get what you meant by Mr. Stanley.
Well, I could have said my son, because he calls me dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
And he could be one of my long-lost kids. I don't know.
Whoa, no
Paul
way.
Paul could actually be my grandson.
Wow, no way.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's freaky.
You never know, though. Weird
Never
things
know.
happen.
I still love my grandson, and I love him sexually.
Oh,
Really?
Wait. What did he just say?
He
Weird
loves
things
his grandson
happen.
sexually.
Okay. I guess I did hear that correctly. Ugh.
I still love my grandson, and I love him sexually.
Really?
I do.
So, like,
There should be certain sentences and phrases. Like, I don't know who could design this, but, like, if you could just burst into flames or explode as soon as you say them, like, nobody should ever. Who the fuck has ever said that? Ugh.
does that mean you want to get all three of us together?
What do you want?
I don't know.
Well, that's something you need to decide. But I don't know that it's going to happen, because if I can't get out to Paul's graduation, his dad's sending him in here to visit me. And Paul wants to come and live with me, can be my male nurse.
Nurse, like, nursing on a booby?
He can do that. I like to have my nipples sucked.
Here we
Really?
go. Dan loves nipples more than any
I'll
person
suck on yours, see
ever
if you like.
created. He is a nipple lover. He loves nipples.
Okay.
Whoa. You really want to do that?
Well, I might even want to lick your ass, too.
Whoa. I've never had that done before.
I've never had that done before. And you can hear like the birds chirping and airplanes flying overhead, and it's supposed to be in the teens in New Hampshire in February.
I'm still stuck on the fact that it's just some person's neighbor. Like,
Yeah. Well, they might have been friends. I don't remember. I mean, she knew him.
Yeah.
And you know,
it's still.
But yeah. He wasn't like a TCAP person.
No, that's amazing.
Oh yeah. Voice to voice knows. Yeah, Stanley he's like, I got one of my nipples is an innie and one of them's an outie. Which one do you want?
What does that mean?
One of them pointed in, I guess. I don't know.
Do we don't have confirmation?
We got pictures. Yeah. We have pictures. Yeah.
I'll do more research later.
You do some research. Yeah. You gotta zoom in.
Or
I'm freaking you out. I better shut up.
what? No, it's kind of turning me on.
Oh, have you got a hard on?
Yeah.
So you want me to suck on that hard on and play with your ball?
Ooh, yeah. How old are you?
64.
Oh, wow.
Old enough to be your grandfather.
My grandpa's that old.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I probably shouldn't talk that way to you. I'm sorry.
Well, no, don't apologize. I kind of want to.
Well, if you ever join in with Paul and Rick, I'll probably be on the telephone.
I don't want to feel weird. It just feels weird to me. I don't know.
Well, until you get used to it, it's going to feel weird. It felt weird to me when I first decided I was gay.
Decided.
How old were you when you first tried it?
Well, I'm going to tell you something that I told Paul, but I don't want either one of you to
like clicking away on his keyboard too.
He's
like, what do I say next? You know, he's probably typing.
Emma, he wants to suck my nips. What do I do?
Right.
About her.
And to be fair, she would know. She's been down this road.
Make fun of me. I was molested at 16.
Okay, so yeah, Stanley tells a lot of. I mean, he's honest about a lot of things, but about the sting, it's a lie. I won't tell you about that because he tells a funny story about what the sting really happened. What really happened was, and he says, here's a 6'3", 200-pound kid who comes into the church after hours, like doing like volunteer work, and there's an old priest there, and the priest is like, "Come over here, young man," and then ties Stanley up with rope, and then goes down on him. And Stanley's like, "That made me gay.
Ooh.
Getting molested in the church. Did it?" I mean, that didn't happen, Stanley. Come on.
I mean,
that didn't happen.
Yeah. That's probably a lie. That's.
Stay still while I tie you up.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of. Does he look back on that as like a fond memory? Like, I don't.
No, it's like his origin story. Like that.
Yeah.
That's how he turned gay.
It's the Batman. It's Bruce Wayne's parents getting shot in the alleyway. It's the same thing. He goes and leaves roses by the church every year on the anniversary.
Right.
Like it?
Not then. Not then. I went to college and dated girls and
But you've
went to South Texas to teach school.
Oh,
I had to live in.
He's kind of a Joker type, You can't. He has multiple origin stories. He's like, you want to know how I got these scars, and then you never know which story you're gonna get.
Exactly.
He really is.
Totally.
He's like the worst villain on the planet.
Boy is so straight.
You see, Batman, anybody can be gay.
And girlfriend, which is where I had the 6 kids.
6 kids, wow.
Not 6, 4. 2 boys and 2 girls.
Convenient.
Yeah, we were together for about 3 years.
So,
And then one day I came home from school, and she had taken off with the kids and all their toys and clothes and everything, and left me with house trailer payments and
House trailer
bills and trying to find them.
Yeah, I
And
thought
when
it was
I
bad
couldn't
that
find
she
them, I
took
went
my
back.
4 kids and 3 years down to Mexico, but worse off, I got enough with house trailer payments.
Yeah, there's fucking. I mean, would you rather have 4 to 6 kids on child support or 1 house trailer? Personally,
You did, too.
I mean, how are you even gonna fit 6 kids into a house trailer? Not,
Yeah.
not talking down on people that have house trailers, but
Teaching, and one Friday night I got drunk with a neighbor guy, and one thing led to another, and we played around.
classic.
Have you got me on speakerphone?
no.
He just hopped
It
on that
sounds
plane real
weird.
quick.
No, it's just really loud in this house.
Oh,
The heater's really
yeah,
loud.
we started to play with each other and
So is that when
all
you?
the things I do, all the things that I think about doing with Rick and Paul.
So is that when
And
you
that's
found out
when
you
I
were gay,
decided-
or were you when you were 16?
That's when no, I found out I was gay when I was 25.
25.
Yeah.
But I'm 16. I think I can make any choices I want.
Thing of it is there's a lot of young people who know they're gay, and they're gay. I mean,
I might be gay when I turn 25.
oh really?
Yeah, but maybe right now.
You gonna-
I don't know.
You gonna look me up when you turn 25?
Why not? For what?
I'm messing with you.
Why you messing with me?
If I mess with you, I like you.
Oh, really? You like me?
I like you as a person, yes.
What do you mean as a person? You can't like me as a
That's all I
friend?
can
or-
like you as. Yeah, I'll make you my friend, especially since now I know you're Pete's son. Pete was very special to me.
What do you mean special?
Special.
Oh, special. Like you guys were gay and
We
stuff.
had a lot. We had a lot of phone sex.
Did you ever go out on dates?
No, I've never met your dad. We just talked on the phone, and I really remember how we met. I think he saw me online
What do you
and
mean?
started talking to me.
What do you mean online?
Facebook.
Oh,
Tall and small. It's a prank call.
Yeah.
you guys had phone sex? What's phone sex?
Yeah, we had phone sex. Pretty much what I do with Paul and his dad.
What is
Remember, I was on the phone when you was over there that night.
Oh yeah. So you guys, what do you do with phone sex though? Like,
I was telling you and Paul what to do to his dad.
oh,
Don't you remember?
that's phone sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you like to do phone
Yeah.
sex a lot?
I'd rather do it for real. I'm usually pretty horny, but since I don't have anybody around here that really cares about me, I talk to Paul and Rick, and now you.
Why don't you do it for reals?
Because you're not here. You're in New Hampshire.
Yeah. It's boring here sometimes.
Well, maybe you should come and visit me in Indiana, but once your dad found out, he'd probably be on a plane out here to get you.
Yeah, my dad or my mom. Now that I know.
Either one.
Yeah. What could we do if I went out there?
Can you keep it to yourself?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. You don't need to tell your mom that you're talking to me.
No, I'm grown. I can make
you're-
my own decisions.
This is usually like, you know, if you're talking to somebody new and one of the prefaces before you really get down into it is, yeah, make sure your mom doesn't find out. That should be a big red flag, I think.
That's a red flag right there. Yeah. And your mom scares the shit out of me, Derek. Definitely don't tell your mom.
I've heard her yell once. I'm good.
Unless your dad picks it up
My
and
dad
tells you that he has. If your dad ever tells you that he likes men, then you can ask him about me, but not until then.
I don't know how I talked to my dad about that.
Just say, do you know Stanley?
Okay, maybe.
And see what he says.
You really want me to visit you, though?
You're more than welcome to come to my apartment and stay. I'll sleep on the couch and you can sleep in the bed.
Sleep in the bed? You're old. You need to sleep in the bed, too.
Well, we could sleep in the bed together if you didn't mind.
Okay.
And just
Paul
remember, he's
wants
talking to
cuddle
his
with-
good friend's a 16-year-old son.
Right. Yeah. Well, he's the protector.
Imagine if this was real life. Hey, Dad, I didn't know you were gay. And I'm talking to your boyfriend online, and he's gonna fly me out there to fuck me. Imagine if this is real life.
There's probably a Lifetime movie pretty similar, but
Like,
yeah.
I know Stan is a fucking pedophile, but he does not give a shit. Like, I told him not to tell your dad. And if he didn't have done what I told him not to do, nobody'd be in trouble.
I mean, to be fair, on Stan's side, everything's covered. He's got it all. He mentioned everything. Don't talk to your dad. Don't bring it up to your mom. I'll sleep on the couch. Oh, you know what? I'll sleep in the bed. It's fine. Everything's covered.
Yeah.
With me.
I want to cuddle with you, too.
Yeah, you could cuddle with me. You could lay right beside me, and I.
You know what? This is incest too, is it not?
Potentially.
Yeah.
No. Because Rick is his potential son. So the Rick and Paul is potentially incestuous, but Pete and Derek are not his sons.
Oh, okay. That's in the clear. Never mind. as long as we're not.
So we're clear. We're clear there.
Yeah. As long as we're not 100% sure, that's basically zero. So.
Too many people that are watching the apartment, and they call the police saying I'm a pedophile. You know what a pedophile is?
No. Why would they do that?
Because they say I'm having sex with underage kids.
Well.
Why would they say that?
As he's having phone sex with an underage kid. He's like, these meanies are calling me a pedophile, saying I'm having sex with underage kids.
Why are
People don't keep their nose out of other people's business nowadays.
Especially the cops.
That's rude.
Yeah, cops are always sniffing around my business.
Yeah. They're always sniffing around the crimes I'm committing. It's bullshit.
It
It's
is.
my own business.
Why would they even say that?
Well, it's also on the computer that I was supposedly caught by To Catch a Predator.
To Catch a Predator?
It's all
Yeah, it
fake.
used to be a TV show.
Yeah, minus the video evidence. I was supposedly.
They edited it all wrong and to make me look like I'm guilty when I'm not.
Yeah, I was just walking by the building and they CGI'd me in to.
Exactly.
To me, was he meeting a? I don't remember his segment at all. Yeah, he was meeting.
Oh
a boy,
yeah,
right?
he was meeting Dan.
Yeah, right,
Hey,
right.
Stanley,
Yeah,
how you doing?
Of course. Yeah, how you
Yeah.
doing, Stanley? Of course.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of course. Yep. I've talked to Dan. I should know this.
There you go.
Paul showed it to me, but I didn't believe it.
I thought he said you showed it to him.
I showed him the old Pete videos.
Yeah. Now that you know, I'm sure you're mad at me.
I'm not mad. I'm just shocked now.
Just shocked.
Yes, right now I'm shocked.
Well, you may not ever want to talk to me again.
Why not? You seem like a nice guy.
Well, that's good.
And Paul
Your
really
dad seemed to think so.
and Paul really seems to like you too.
Yeah, I know. He can't stop talking about me.
Yeah, I know. That's why I called you, because I wanted to see what the big fuss was all about.
Well, I kind of trying to tell him to be good. You and him need to stop cigarettes because it's going to hurt your lungs.
Yeah, I know.
Brain, son.
It's so hard to stop.
Will you do it for Grandpa Stanley?
Oh shit!
Grandpa Stanley. Mm,
I didn't expect to get the fucking. You know what they said the name of the movie in the movie? He said it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, wait till you know when he says like, "Daddy's thirsty." Come on.
I'll try.
Me?
You want to be my grandpa?
I'm old enough to be your grandpa.
My secret
You
grandpa?
just can't tell Paul you're calling me grandpa, because he'll get mad.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to make Paul mad.
Yeah, let's not make Paul mad. I can just be your friend, Stanley.
I kind of like my grandpa.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to think of your grandpa like you would me.
You just called yourself.
Why is that?
Because I don't think your real grandpa would do some of the things I said I might do to you.
What things would you do?
What time's your mom due home?
About 2 hours.
He's been getting this kid off in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't have enough time to
What would
listen.
you do to me, Grandpa Stanley?
You got about.
How's your mom coming home?
Yeah, you got 2 hours. I got a long list.
Mom scares the bejesus out of me there.
Have you heard of the rusty saxophone? Because that's the first thing on the list.
Well, first things is I would kiss you on the mouth.
Kiss me?
Yeah.
I like kissing. But with
Well, I'm kissing
Kayla,
you, I
it
would-
feels weird.
I would- Well, when I'm kissing you, I would play with your nipples.
Play with my nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go down and suck on your nipples.
What?
He does
My
voice to voice. You
nipples.
know this shit. He does. He gets so disgusting in some of those calls. He gets so graphic. You know that vein that comes out, underneath your balls, and I'll just run my tongue down that vein. Like, oh, god damn.
Voice to voice. You need therapy. I don't know how else to tell you.
It tickles.
Yeah. Well, you'll get used to it.
You like that?
Yeah, I like my nipples sucked.
They have a little bit of hair around them. I get a little bit of hair on my chest now.
Well, I've got a lot of hair on my chest, and especially around my nipples.
Is it okay if I got hair?
Oh yeah, I like hair.
Ooh, you do? Kayla,
Yeah, and the more I'm talking to you, the more I'm starting to like you.
Kayla trying to make me shave my chest. She didn't like hair.
Yeah, I know. I told Paul not to shave his crotch. He said, "But Grandpa." I said, "But Grandpa, nothing. Crotches are supposed to have hair around them."
Oh, there's a lot of dick hair.
Yeah, that's a good t-shirt right there.
Yeah.
Crotch is supposed to have hair around him.
I'm going to the custom T-shirt shop at my local
Yeah.
mall.
Remember, Mother's Day's coming. I bet that's something your mom does not already own.
You know what? Slap the Piss Hansen logo on the back. Just go for it.
Pants are off and play with your dick and your balls. Then I'd go down and stick my tongue in your belly button.
Ooh, I'm getting.
And I go on.
I'm getting kind of hard.
Then I'm gonna. Well, you want to jack off while I'm saying this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, everybody can
Okay.
leave now.
You're gonna go down.
No, this is
and
quick.
suck
This
on
is
your
quick. This is a
cock.
quick one.
Suck on it real good. Go down and put your balls in my mouth.
What was that sound?
Me sucking on your dick.
Oh yeah. I am.
He doubles down.
I am.
I
found
fucking
my mom's
shudder every time that Slurpee sound comes out. Get a chill down my back.
Oh, it's horrible. I wish this wasn't the only catfish that, or I guess not catfish, the only like catfish calls that we had where I've heard too many predators make slurping sounds over the phone.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Dildo in her drawer.
Oh,
People are
really?
leaving.
Yeah. This is really turning me on.
How'd you like for me to put it in your ass?
Put it in my ass. Wow. Can I put it in your
Yeah.
ass?
Yeah, you could. But I'm gonna lick that vein all the way around to your butthole and lick your butthole and make you feel real good, make you moan and groan.
Oh, I'm really.
Whenever there's a Stanley stream and it starts getting dirty, the people in the chat start dropping out, and it reminds me of that old show, Quincy, with Jack Klugman, where he played a medical examiner, and in the opening credits, he's teaching like police cadets forensic science, the wonders of forensic science, and he pulls this cover off a cadaver, and the cops just start dropping, like fainting one by one. And that's what it's like when Stanley starts getting dirty. Like you look at everybody in the chat, it's like 48, 46, 44, 42.
It went from like almost 60 to like 35.
Yeah.
And people are coming back. It's not over. It's not over. Go watch West.
A TCAP stream. Yeah, this is the Texas Predator. And they're come on. I didn't sign up for this.
No, I'm so sorry.
Makes me feel like I'm gonna come.
Oh wait, Ice Truck Thriller had a question. Did you guys play the Super Soaker audio? That's my all-time favorite Stanley Call.
That was an edit that somebody did where it's every orgasm people had with Stanley, like in a row.
Oh.
With like graphics of like, you know, the characters, and then like, you know, spooges landing on them each time.
Okay, yeah, we won't
It's
be
not for
covering
everybody.
that.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's still up? That one made it?
I think it's on Yap Yap's channel.
All right,
It's
yeah.
on Yap Yap's channel, and it's called, like, Super Soaker.
maybe a late night piss stream.
It's for the advanced Stanley colleges there. It's not for the rookies.
And then I'm going to stick a finger in your butthole
Stick
Like
a
this.
finger in my butt.
and fuck you with that.
Ooh. Can I stick the
I'm going to go
dildo?
back up on your...
Can I stick the dildo
Yeah, you can stick the dildo...
in my butt and then you suck it off after?
You can stick the dildo in your butt, and I'm going to suck your cock, because I drink your milk.
Drink my milk.
I drink
Yeah, I
your
drink cum.
milkshake. I slurp it up.
You
It's
like,
good protein.
you're a cum drinker?
Yeah.
Kayla always spit it
So
out.
Paul and so's his dad.
Kayla
Yeah,
sucks
Kayla always
compared to
spit it
Grandpa.
out.
She don't know what she's missing. Anyway,
I like to come on her face.
you like the dildo in your ass?
Yeah.
Now let me go back to sucking on your dick.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm
and
gonna
playing with your
come.
balls.
Oh, you're
Well,
making me
come,
feel like...
let me hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
Come on.
Oh.
Did you hear that fucking train in the background? Like Derek's about to jump in front of the train. It's like Scooby-Doo's orgasm.
Oh, yeah.
Row Shaggy. I'm gonna come. Oh fuck! I actually don't know. It's like a 1A and 1B of Crestfallen doing ghost noises and Derek doing fucking like dog howling noises for me.
Oh, yeah.
How'd it feel?
Oh, it feels so good. You like it on your face?
My face, my chest.
But then you
My
lick
cock
it
and
up
balls.
after, huh?
I'd rather just suck it in my mouth and
Are you gonna come
take
too?
it in. What?
Are you gonna come too? I thought I had you turned on too.
Oh, you do, but see, at 64, I don't get hard anymore. You'd have to suck for a little while, and then I'd come.
Yeah.
Can't
You could suck my soft cock.
soft cock.
What a treat.
You not come or what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I come. I just don't get hard anymore.
You come.
I got to try and get some pills.
You can't come soft.
Oh, yeah, I do. I come
Wow.
really soft.
Wow.
Come the
I never did
softest.
this.
So, can you do me a favor, Derek?
Yeah.
What we just
Really
did is our
soft.
little secret.
Really? Our secret?
Yeah, you can't tell anybody, not even Paul.
I can't tell Paul. I tell Paul everything.
Yeah. Well, he might get jealous of you.
Jealous. Maybe he might like it.
I don't know.
You remember seeing my
I
dick?
don't. Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
I told Paul it would have looked better if you'd have been totally naked.
Me naked.
Yeah.
I never done that
did.
before. I'm ashamed of my body.
Well, if you come out here to visit me, I'll undress you.
Grandpa would like to undress me? What if it's
Yeah.
gross? What if you don't like it?
You're not gross.
You sure?
I'm sure I will, because you're Paul's friend.
But Paul's skinny, I'm not.
Well, that doesn't matter. I'm not skinny either. You've seen a picture of me. I'm fat.
Yeah, I have a belly.
I do too.
And a fat ass.
You know? I'll go in between the cracks and play with that butthole of yours.
Whoa. You like that, huh?
Right, on that note, I got to get back to the sanitarium. It's almost time.
No, you're good.
On me.
You're
So
good.
I'm going to bounce. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy. Talk to you later.
Yeah, appreciate you hanging out, Joey.
Bye.
Thanks for your time, man.
You got it.
All right, well, it's just you and me, the audience, to finish up the rest of this call here. We only have 2 minutes, so we're going to wrap this up, and then I'll probably call it a night. So that's for the people bearing with us. I appreciate you. Again, big thanks to Joey for hanging out there. But we will carry on and get through this. Let's finish the last 2 minutes here.
I just like
Are you horny all the
making
time?
guys feel good. Pretty much.
Do you like licking ass?
But you can't tell Paul because he might get mad.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Paul is crazy.
And he wants to keep Grandpa to himself.
He likes
So
his
don't slip and call me Grandpa.
He likes this dude rich.
Yeah, I know, in Spanish class.
Yeah.
But Rich, I am pretty much convinced after what Paul has told me that Rich is straight.
He's kind of hot. Paul snuck a pic of him.
Oh, that's all right. He hadn't shown me the pic, but that's all right. What I heard Paul did the first time they met kind of got Rich mad, so I told him to behave himself.
What did he do?
Pull his dick out.
In class?
No, at Rich's house.
I didn't know he was over there.
Yeah, he's been studying with Rich.
Did they fuck?
Especially when he missed so much Spanish. No, because Rich pretty much told him he wasn't that way.
Oh.
And I believe it. Rich is a devout Catholic.
I gotta go. I gotta do a number 2.
Well, it was good talking to you. I enjoyed it.
You too. I'll talk to you later, Grandpa.
That's how most of my conversations with this community end. You know, I work with Joey, Wes, Tiff, you know, all these, amazing people. And every time, we're just having a fun chit chat after the stream and they go, I gotta go take a number 2. And they just hang up on me. I thought they were being genuine, but now I realize they're just quoting a call. That's no fun.
You can call me anytime, Derek, especially when you have a problem. Or you can text me. The only thing is, with a text, I gotta have your phone number so I can text you back.
Oh, yeah. I gotta go, okay? I'll call you back.
Bye.
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 You really had to go. What sense does that make? If he texts you, you have his number. What? All right, that's the end of the call. Well, there's 9 seconds. Let's see what happens. Nothing. All right, perfect. That's all I had planned for the night. I don't know if Wes is still going. I assume they are. So if you want more content, some Joran, go join that stream. Tell him Piss sent you. Wow. Again, I want to thank Joey for hanging out. If you want more Piss and Joey, we do have a few videos together on my channel. Go check those out. But, actually, one other thing. For the people that are still here. I am doing a like community stream soon where, you know, everybody that wants to join can just hop in, hang out for a little bit. We'll watch some TCAP stuff, hang out. You can plug your channel if you want, and yeah, just hang out a little bit. I want to get to know you guys a little bit better. I did announce that on my community tab. Go look for that. I believe it's the last post I made. But it's all going to be through my Discord. So go join the Discord. I made a poll asking if you want to join. If you do, please vote yes to that. I'm making kind of a list of people. And yeah, but we'll discuss that more in the future. I'm rambling. Appreciate everybody hanging out. And I will see you all. Actually, no. I got to ramble for another second. Hold on. I got to get my music set up properly. This is going to be really good. It's going to be a really good professional stream. Okay. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.